It's been an exciting 60 days. Today is the 60th day since being elected chairman of the party. Just 60 days. And in those 60 days, we've implemented an aggressive business plan. We've established 6 core committees, focusing on the basics of what it takes to get Republicans elected. We've opened a new headquarters 2 weeks ago. Thank you to Mike Keogh. We've hired an incredibly talented staff. It's all about the people you hire and surround yourself with. Andrew Over, Gary Schmidt, and Kevin Hoare are a great team serving our state. Thank you. Soon after becoming the chairman of the party, I had to go back to Washington, D.C. and vote on the chairman of the RNC, our new party leader. But before I get to that, we have had a few challenges in this state and this country, challenges and trying times. This has been a time when it's hard to say that you're a Republican. It's been a time also for us to stand up like we're doing here tonight. It's not been easy, but we are a proud party, a party of ideas, a party of the free enterprise system. We have accomplished much as a party over the years. Just listen to a few things your Republican Party has done since 1853 when it was established. It was a Republican who led our country through the Civil War and kept our Union intact. It was a Republican who ended slavery. It was a Republican who was elected the first black governor of a state. It was the Republicans who extended equal rights to all the states. It was the Republican Congress who overwhelmingly supported the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It was not the Democrats. It was a Republican who led the fight to give women the right to vote. It was a Republican who was the first woman elected in Congress. It was a Republican president who appointed the first woman to the Supreme Court. It was a Republican president who led the fight to preserve our environment and establish the very first national park in the United States, in the world, Yellowstone National Park, established by a Republican to preserve our environment. And it was a Republican president who 30 years later established the second largest national park in our country. Yellowstone was first, Yosemite was second, by a Republican. And it was the Republican governor of Oregon who cleaned up the Willamette River, passed the bottle bill, cleaned up our environment, and opened up our beaches to everybody so we can all enjoy. A Republican. And it was a Republican, here's a real history lesson for you, a Republican president who led us out of the first big depression that hit this country. It was not 1929, it was 1919, after World War I. We actually had people die of starvation in this country. It was a Republican president who ended that recession, severe recession, depression. And he led the way to prosperity by cutting taxes. And after he cut the taxes and brought this country back to prosperity, some of you may remember what happened. It was called the Roaring Twenties. And it was a Republican governor of Oregon who in 1979 to 1984 had a terrible recession on his hands, inflation, the economy was a wreck, it was sad economic times in our state, and it was a Republican governor who led us out of that recession with fiscal responsibility, balanced budgets, and making tough decisions. And that governor is here tonight, Victor Atiyeh. I am proud to be a Republican. How about you? And one of the proudest moments of me being a Republican happened 6 weeks ago when I had the pleasure of meeting Michael Steele. There was 5 candidates to lead our party, but only one really was a leader. And he stuck out. He stuck out head and shoulders. What were those qualities I looked at 6 weeks ago to judge who should represent all of us in the comeback. Aggressive, smart, articulate, great presence, a good debater, out-of-the-box thinker, a good manager, a family man, a Georgetown graduate. Sorry, we're both Georgetown graduates, Michael. Former Lieutenant Governor of Maryland, former chairman of the Maryland Republican Party, a proven politician, a tested leader, and even a commentator on Fox News. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our fearless leader and someone I am so proud of, Michael Steele.